I am proud when I see that I am now 58. Wow. I've given birth to 4 lovely children. Wow. And in turn, they've given birth to, they have their own families. Wow. I am proud of that.
Uncertain futures, well, it says it all really, that there are so many women over the age of 50 who think about their future with uncertainty and not sure whether what they have to bring anymore because maybe their skills have been devalued in society or they've not been able to engage in the kind of employment or paid employment that they'd really like.
Statistics shows that in Manchester, it has the highest number of over 50s who are unemployed.
The advisory group was formed from the initial 10 focus groups, but actually when we first got together, 7 people came forward, and then we spent quite a lot of time thinking who is missing, who isn't round this table that should be.
So we come along, give some of the insights, share the insight, what's going on in the community, especially affected women, because the women we work with them is English their second language.
The advisory board is very diverse, and many of us work with women who come from different backgrounds, like asylum seekers, women, destitute women, undocumented women.
I know even in Uncertain Futures, many of the women, and we've interviewed 100 women, and some of them have left very emotional at the end of their interviews because it's probably been the first time in their lives that they found a space where somebody has valued their opinion and their experience.
We've talked to 100 women from really diverse backgrounds, and we've had to really think about how do we frame their stories, how do we bring their different experiences together through the different kind of work packages that we've been exploring around being in work, leaving work, living in retirement, and also accessing work.
I think one of the really important things that we've learned from Uncertain Futures is that despite all the equality protections we have in the UK under the Equality Act 2010, we still find a huge amount of discrimination among women on a number of grounds, from age discrimination to sex discrimination, race discrimination. We even found disability discrimination to be a very important thing.
Intersectional kind of issues and the inequalities that have impacted on the women have been around work, unpaid work, being carers, volunteering, being employed on 0 contracts.
But within Uncertain Futures, whilst we debated and we were passionate, we were all very strong-minded about intersectionality, I still felt that there was that lack of depth and insight to disability.
What we also found is a sort of a level of almost structural discrimination around individuals who felt that they were being pushed into volunteering roles as opportunities to get into paid work. So these were women who were looking for paid work, weren't able to access it for different reasons, mainly to do with discrimination, would end up in volunteering roles, but would end up stuck in those volunteering roles.
Being a stay-at-home mum for all them years that I looked after our family, and I was told, oh yes, that's included in your state pension. And I said, how much am I getting? And I thought I heard him say 150. And I said, 150 a month? No, £1.50 a week. That's your contribution from your husband's. And I remember crying inside myself listening to this man. And he said, you're going to be in receipt of your pension from work. Yeah, I said, that's only £51. And I said, that's £101 a week. How do I live on that? He said, I don't know, my dear.
We are very different in terms of our life course, the fragmented parts of our life, and of course our economic history. And that's why it's important within data that this is a woman's project.
They are doing all these caring responsibilities. So when it comes to pensionable age, why is it that we are not factoring in this work which they are doing?
You know, a lot of our women are doing work that is absolutely needed and it's unpaid.
Through their caregiving, through childcare, through grandparent care, working as community support mechanisms, providing untold amounts of unpaid labour in volunteering roles within social care.
So these are sort of like the fragmented parts of a woman's life that often men don't have, and particularly the women who were born in like the early 1950s who have been impacted by the pension inequality. You know, getting to 60, you thought you would be able to, you know, retire and start the next part of your life course, but then of course you had to, you know, work until you were 66 and now 67.
For once, letting women over 50 say exactly what they're feeling, exactly what they need, and being able to take that to the people who actually make the big decisions about where funding is placed and how we design support programmes.
I think feeding the voices of the women that we've heard today in this project into discussions about all aspects of Manchester city life is really important, and to try and encourage us all to think about our urban life as a diverse, mixed, complex soup.
Well, the Working Skills team are committed to delivering the city's strategy, especially around a progressive and equitable city. And from the research and the project, we can see that people need specific tailored support.
Uncertain future means a law. What would be beautiful is if people took it seriously, the decision makers from top down and from bottom up, from the third sector back to Westminster.